Well, hey kids, how's everybody out there in YouTube land this evening, huh? Wow, what's this, 22nd of March 2019? Man, the month is just rolling along. Merrily, 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 merrily. Life is but a dream, we just roll on here. Oh, great day here in Buki Harbor. Really good day today. Weather has been perfect. Breeze blowing through the harbor, gently rocking, cool temperatures, hasn't been hot. Kind of bright out here, sun's right in my eyes. uh, just a good day. Just a good day. Took the dog for her walk this morning, and what are you doing, dog? You're sitting funny. Okay. Anyhow, I took her for her morning walk this morning. She had a good time enjoying my beer for the evening. How cool is that? Oh, frosty cold one. Frosty cold one. So, anyhow, hey Martin, how you doing? Hello, Gene. Good to see you, buddy. Hey, Pilot Gene, awesome little boat, dude. For those of you guys that don't know, Gene had shared with me some info about his little Hunter 27. Really nice little boat. Really nice. Well, little boat. It's only 2 feet smaller than the Lily 2. It's only 2 feet smaller, but really nice little boat. Well laid out, well organized. I'm jealous. The big green monster, I'm jealous. It's a nice boat. It's a better boat than the Lily 2, that's for sure. No, a nice little 27-foot Hunter. Very well equipped, fun little boat. Gene's going to have an absolute blast in that little boat, playing around. Ideal choice for him, perfect choice. Not a lot of money. It's going to be a fun summer, Gene. You're going to have a good time out on that little boat. That's going to be a lot of fun. So, very cool of you, ma'am. Steak fries and cold beer. There you go. Hey, Marie, how you doing? Marley Bird. Okay. Hey, Dan. Living the dream. There you go. Yeah, living the dream. Living the dream. Well, it's been a good day. It was a good day business-wise today. I had fun realtoring today. Did some real estate stuff that was sort of pleasant. Of course, unfortunately, I can't go into detail here because of all the troll idiots, but still, nonetheless, had a good day. Optimistic, positive, feeling good in the neighborhood. That's what we're doing. We're feeling good in the neighborhood. So, with that said, cheers, everybody. I'm sorry, I can't even look at my phone. That sun is just like right smack. Here, I'll show you. I'll turn the phone around. There you go. The sun is right smack in my eyes while I'm trying to talk to you guys. I didn't change the angle of the phone at all. I just flipped the camera around so you guys could see what I see. And that's what I see. The sun right in my eyes. So it'll get down here in a little bit. 20 minutes or so, it'll get down. We won't have it in our eyes anymore. And it will conclude yet another beautiful day here in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be mine? Won't you be mine? Did you see it online or in person? Online. I saw it online. Yeah, his boat, I'm in Florida and his boat's up in New England. So no, I wouldn't see it. So, how much for a shot today? You know what? I think we're gonna have a sale on shots today. I think we're gonna do shots for $5. How's that? Gonna do a sale. We're gonna have a happy hour special. Gonna do a happy hour special. For the next hour, anybody that hits up my PayPal with $5 or more buys me a shot of tequila. How's that? Is that fun? Does that put it down in the price range for more folks? Makes it more easily accessible for them. So, also got an offer on the boat today, which was kind of nice. Close. I mean, an offer that I gave some consideration to. Close. another, I mean, the guy's got to sweeten the deal just a little bit more, and I think we'll be there. So, yeah, maybe, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. So, yeah. Yep. There you go. Here's what we're drinking again tonight. Mr. Jose, my old friend, Jose Cuervo. Jose Cuervo, he is a friend of mine. Yep. And let's get a lot of those in tonight, you know. We're gonna do 1 tequila, 2 tequila, 3 tequila, 4, 5 tequila, 6 tequila, 7 tequila floor. Good day today. Obviously, I'm in a good mood, so I don't know why. Just, you know, I like productive days. Today was a productive day. Got a lot of good stuff happen today. A lot of positive things happened today. So, good day. So yeah, for those of you guys out there that want to contribute to the cause a little bit, hit up the PayPal. It's in the description down below. PayPal.me/Carl Brook, my name. Hit PayPal up. Throw $5 in the PayPal can. And buy me a shot at tequila. And we'll have some more fun this evening. So, sorry if I'm not staring right at the phone. I'm trying not to look directly into the sunlight. I mean, it's just like... You okay? She almost went in that time. She needs to go in. She needs to splash. Remind her to be more careful on deck. It would do her a world of good. So, anyhow, I'm trying to block the sunlight from my eyes. So, right now the wind's turning us around a little bit. So, oh man. Gene, senior videos. Okay, we're in Miami waiting for a weather window to Bimini. Just provision for the Bahamas. That was a lot of money. Yeah, it's an expensive trip. Things are very expensive in the Bahamas, so everybody spends a ton of money before they head over there. So, cover the phone bill and mooring this month for the good captain on Flatboat, or I would chip in. Well, Sailor Jerry. Interesting that you would say that, but okay. But yeah, while we're talking on that subject, I do need to do some fundraising. I've got, by the 27th, I need to put together money for the phone bill and for the mooring ball. I've made some progress. Still about $400 short, though. Still about $400 short. Almost got enough for the phone bill and the mooring ball. So I'm like within 50 of the phone bill and then the mooring ball after that. So, yes, I agree that was rude. So. Yeah, Jerry, because that's rude. You shouldn't be asking Gene to do something or anybody else to do something that you're not willing to do yourself. And frankly, Sailor Jerry, I'm not aware that you've donated for anything. So don't forget stamps. Hey, Dan. Yeah, well, we got stamps. We got stamps covered right now. I got stamps covered right now. I just worked on a big mailer today that I put out, actually. So I have been making room on the boat for stuff, and I did sell a couple items, raised a little bit of money, and I've been pouring that into my real estate business. So, oh, okay, there you go. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Let me read the note before I shoot my mouth off and say anything here. Doot. No need to be quiet about this one. How many shots did I just buy you? All right, no need to be quiet. All right, thank you, Gene. Thanks, buddy. Let's call that a couple, okay? Let's call that a couple. It actually, at those happy hour prices, that would be 5, but that would be too much from any one person. I'm hoping somebody else would help in and chip in a little bit. But here's to you, Gene. Thank you, buddy. Ah. Oh, God, I like that. I don't know why. I just like the flavor of tequila. I like the feel of it on my tongue. I like the sense of it in my mouth. I just like the taste of tequila. It's a mystery. It's a mystery today. So I've given plenty. I'm George. Oh, hey, George. Sailor Jerry is George. Okay. Didn't know that. Sorry. Enjoy. I'm in a good mood. Well, thanks, Gene. You should be in a good mood. That's fun buying that. So, It's all good. George, huh? Wow. As in John, Paul, and Ringo, and that George? That George, yeah. George Jetson. That George. George of the Jungle. Maybe it's that George. George Carlin. No, he's dead. Wouldn't be George Carlin. He died. Brilliant man. Brilliant man, George Carlin. Sorry to see him go. Hey, Gavin, what's going on, brother? Taking tequila. Yeah, Gavin. Hit the PayPal up. We'll do some tequila. So, just a question, Waxbury. Yeah, it's all right. Marie's doing her job. Marie is on the ball. Marie is on the ball. She is a very well experienced, highly trained operative. Operative. She's in the she's in my own little CIA there. So. Oh no! All right. Well, yeah, you didn't have to do that, Marie, but okay. George Bush. There you go, George Bush. Which one? George 1 or George 2? W? W. Yeah. Oh, man. Anyhow, it was a good day today. Got a lot of stuff done. A lot of stuff accomplished today. Both in real estate stuff. Got a good offer on the boat today that I did turn down, but a good offer nonetheless. Really close. Really close. I mean, I considered it for a second or two, and I'm like, nope. Got to get what I got to get. So that guy goes up another 500. We'll be there. I mean, that's how close we are. Within $500. So the dead one. Oh gosh. Well, let's see. Are you talking about physically dead or brain dead? Because that could be both of them. I don't know. I never was much of a Bush fan. I don't see where either of the Georges. I mean, they were no Ronald Reagans. You know, they just weren't Ronald Reagans. And of course, that's a pretty high bar to set. You know, I think Ronald's going to go down in history as being one of the best presidents we've ever had. You know, I won't say that he was Abraham Lincoln or Thomas Jefferson or certainly not a George Washington, talking about George. But nonetheless, you know, I think Ronnie was one of the better presidents we've had in this, certainly in this century. Old Donald, be interesting to see how that all pans out. It's yet to be seen. War criminals, yes, Ed, they were. Yeah, Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, George Washington, they were all war criminals. Absolutely, all of them. But you know, history is written by the victor. So, and winning kind of is everything. You know, when you win, you get to write the history. And that determines whether you're a demon or a deity. Whether you win or not. So, I don't know. Just the way world history has been, life has been. So, afraid to comment. Hey, Travis. Time out from Marie. Okay. That's awesome. You got to negotiate. War criminals, good old times. Don't mess about. Ninja quick. Oh yeah, Marie's good. Yeah, and Jean, you're absolutely right. She is tough, but she is fair, and she'll give you a warning. She'll give you a little warning. She'll give you a little nudge, and you know, give you an opportunity to get your head out of your butt. If you don't do it, you're out of there. And that's just the way it should be. That's just the way it should be. Uh-oh. We got, hey, Declan. Awesome. No note. No note. All right. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you. Here's to you, Declan. Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you very much. Oh, very good of you, sir. Thank you. I don't know why. I just think tequila is yummy, you know. I like it much too much. Hey, Dan Carter, there he is. What's going on? Who's MM? Marie Morrissey. Marie Morrissey. Miss Marie. So, Miss Marie reminds me of my homeroom and English teacher that I had in junior high school. Her name was Ms. Ray. Miss, Miss. Her last name was Ray, R-E, Ray. So naturally, I always called her Misery. And I would call her Misery to her face. I mean, it was sort of a joke that we had in the class, calling her Misery. So there you go. Thank you, sir. I see you there, X1Z Hag Zag, XZ Zag, Sexy Zag. There you go. We'll call it that. Anyhow, yes. So I had Miss Ray. She was one of those teachers that was sort of iconic in my youth. One of the people that I remember. I had a few teachers in my growing up that I remember. I had a math teacher named Mr. Mulata, who I always had a deep respect for. He used to kick our butts at handball, man. My God, he was good at handball. But we used to play handball, and he was our math teacher. And me and another kid named Scott Spatalnik. Scott, if you're out there, brother, drop me a line. Scott Spatalnik. Me and Scott sat together in class, and we were sort of, I don't know, we just sat together. And Mr. Mulata would be teaching us. It was an algebra class. He'd be teaching us something in algebra. And the rest of the class was having trouble grasping the concept. Scott and I would grab it almost immediately. And so the standing rule of Mr. Mulata's class is that you came in, you did the assignments, and then if you got the assignments done early, rather than be disruptive to the class, we were allowed to play chess. And so Scott and I had a chessboard that we always kept set up and had an ongoing game that, I don't know, I think in our entire school year we must have played thousands of games of chess. But Scott and I would sit down, we'd go through the daily stuff, knock everything out, and then play chess the rest of the math period. So Mr. Mulata was always an impressionistic teacher to me for that. He was pretty cool in that regard. And Misery, she ended up marrying one of the shop teachers, which was a big upset, big surprise too, because she was a hot-looking thing, and he was like me, a big old fat guy. But what the hell? He must have the right formula for her. Yeah, good times. That was at my junior high school, the John Philip Sousa Junior High School. Now, could you imagine a junior high school with a name, the John Philip Sousa Junior High School, not having a band? Yeah, no wonder why I was influenced to get involved musically. Oh, the sun's down, the girl's blocking the sun. Beautiful, perfect. I wish the boat would hold that position, but no, it's coming around, so. Oh, man. Okay, so Jerry got bumped. Sorry, buddy. Now I see. Hello. Okay. In my grade school, the nuns. Oh man. Yeah. I'm glad I didn't go to a Catholic school. Had fun with the girls from the Catholic schools though, but too bad Jerry can't spell. Okay. I'm starting the keto diet tomorrow. Oh gosh. Okay. Well, be careful. Oh, so Jerry's having a coronary over there. He got timed out again. Okay. Yeah, I've got some friends of mine that do that keto thing. I don't know. The jury's still out for me on that. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what. I'm not a big fan of fad diets. Let me put it that way. And I see the keto diet, as sort of like the latest fad of all these ongoing myriad chains of different diets that have been coming along and whatever else, and just okay, goodbye. So I just haven't been a fan of these kind of fad diets. To me, you want to lose weight, you move more and you eat less. Now, I have to admit, lately I've been not moving as much as I should, and I've been eating too much. I will admit that. Not eating as healthy as I should, and eating too much, and just not moving enough. not getting out enough. I've been focusing on my real estate work and been in sort of panic mode trying to get that up and going and running, and everything else has been damned while I'm focusing on that end. And so I have put on a few more pounds, put some weight back on. I got to get that turned around again. But I don't think a keto diet is the way I want to go. I just got to get moving again. So you have no clue about keto. Okay. Started exercise and signed up with DDP yoga. Okay. Cutting the carbs is helping for sure. Well, yeah. I mean, anytime you cut carbs break down to sugars. Sure, that's going to help. I'm not saying keto doesn't work. I didn't say keto doesn't work. I just think that, it's, another kind of whatever. Do whatever you want to do. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. You do you. I do me, you do you. That makes the world rock. So you go ahead and do it any way you want to. It's all good with me. So. If you don't want to give up the carbs, fine. But don't dog keto because you don't know anything about it. Okay. All right, Johnny Haig. All right. Well, apparently I don't know anything about it. I've just had a couple of good friends of mine who have been telling me all about it for about the last year or so. Sending me books on it, and I've watched videos on it. But yeah, you're right. I'm not on keto, so I don't know anything about it. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. I'm good with that. I have no problem with not knowing keto. None whatsoever. And try as these trolls might, they're not going to take me down or bother me today. I'm in too good of mood. Having a good day. We're doing a little fundraising for those of you guys who came late today. Anybody that hits up my PayPal, kick some bucks into my PayPal today, buy me a shot of tequila. That's what we're doing. We're buying tequila. And we're having a happy hour. So as little as $5 hit on the PayPal today will go towards tequila. And actually, I'm using that money to pay my mooring ball fee and the phone bill. Actually, I believe I have the phone bill paid. So now we're just focusing on the mooring ball. Yes, I do. I've got the phone bill covered. Now we're just working on the mooring ball fee. $348 I have to have by the 27th. So it's coming up pretty quick. Coming up very quickly. I got to pay the mooring ball fee so I can stay here another month. So if you can help out, that'd be great. Buy me a shot of tequila, throw $5 in there, hit the PayPal, donate some money, whatever you got to do. I haven't been really doing much in the way of fundraising for the last month. Hi, sweetie. Hi there. But I do have to get on it the next couple of days and raise the money for that. So other than that, we're pretty good. We're pretty good with pretty much everything else. So anyhow. Well, Johnny Haig, yes, it may have been around for like 100 years, but all of the sudden the keto diet has gotten to be a catchphrase for stuff. So that's what's the fad. The fad is the fact that all of a sudden it's a catchphrase. So not a troll here, but man. Okay, would be. So I don't know what your issue is with tonight, but okay. The opposite, I need to gain weight. Well, I got some for you, man. Okay. I got here late. Is the generator still behaving itself? That it is, yes. Yeah, the generator is behaving itself quite nicely. So, yep, quite nicely. It's been working pretty good. It's I have Marie there, or is that Marie? I can't read the name. Something looks like Marie or Marley Boyd. In the description down below, there's a link to PayPal. It's paypal.me/Carl Brook. Anyhow, I finagled with the generator and I got it to come off of the Idle-matic thing So now it just kind of revs out at full speed, which is fine, but yeah, it seems like it's functioning fine. I started up in the morning. It runs all day. It is consuming more fuel now. Used to be I could start it up at around 7:30 in the morning, and it would run straight on through till 10 o'clock at night. Now it's shutting off at about 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. And of course, that's with considering I do turn it off when I do my live stream for about an hour. So what I find, if I just give it a little splash of extra fuel after the live stream, then it'll go for a couple more hours, but it's fine. My fuel consumption is up just a little bit now, but it is functioning, generating power. The refrigeration's working, everything else is working, so it's just fine. And why don't I turn you guys around and give you a little bit of that sunset view. You see the sun's getting down into the sailboats now, sort of getting down into the rigging, so that's kind of cool. Carl, please ban me. Okay, consider it done. Popular because it works. Yep. Okay. What type of fish do you fish off the boat? And do you eat anything out of the sea? You got any crab traps? I did have crab traps. Actually, I had shrimp traps. I don't have crab traps. I recently sold my shrimp traps, actually, to fund my real estate business. So, Carl Woodbeast has asked you to understand. Yeah, I took care of Marie. It's okay. Woodbeast and I have talked in the past. I understand where he's coming from. He has some misunderstandings about some stuff, which is fine. He's certainly entitled to that. So, whatever. He's been a good friend for a long time. But you know, whatever. I'm over it. You know, I'm over it. Woodbeast is a great guy. Oh, Woodbeast is a great guy. I'll just leave it at that. He chooses to move on. That's fine. So. Boy, there's a bunch of noise going on behind me. What is going on over there? Hold on, kids. I gotta turn around here. Something going on right behind me. Let me turn around so I can see. They're firing up a dinghy. Huh. All right, well, apparently they were just moving a dinghy, but it was really loud. It sounded like it was right behind me. I wanted to turn around and see what was going on, so. Okay, so what type of fish? Been fishing off the boat. You can catch, actually, surprisingly, the thing you catch the most here are rays, like leopard rays, spotted leopard rays, and little rays. So, and I don't like catching rays, so I kind of quit fishing. But I was fishing here from the boat, and I was catching rays. So there are some snappers and stuff here in the harbor. There's tarpon, but I've not been fishing for tarpon. You don't want to catch a tarpon anyway. Sorry, I don't see it back there, but there's a helicopter back there somewhere making a lot of noise. Big noisy helicopter going by. Nope, did not clean the bottom today. I've been working on my real estate stuff. The dog just went down below. Marie, she went down below. So I really don't know what's going on with her lately. She has been last couple evenings. It seems like she's absolutely fine, just going down below and hanging out down there by herself. I'm not really sure. You know, it's her period. She's having her period now. It's almost over. She's almost done. In fact, she does not have a diaper on tonight. She did last night and this morning, and she bled a little bit today, not very much. but I think she's over it now. So, but no, she's down below right now, sitting on my seat where I sit. She's sitting down there, relaxing and chilling out. So I don't know. If that's what she wants to do. That's what she gets to do. I don't. I don't dictate what the dog has to do during the daytime. She's welcome to make herself as comfortable as she can be and do whatever she feels like she wants to do on the boat. So sometimes she'll come up on the deck and patrol. Sometimes she'll just hang out down there. So we'll see. Let me see what I missed in the chat here. So, nice. That's where Lily is. I like catching Z's. Yeah, I've been a liveaboard for about a year now. It's pretty cool, minimalist, but so much better than rush hour traffic. Yep, that is true, Marley. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, T-Girl Maria. All right. Well, we got all kinds of different people popping up on here. T-Girl Maria. Yeah. Whatever. Okay. Well, conch horns are blowing. The sun is still up. They're blowing a little early this evening. Time for my second beer for the evening. So here you go. Anyhow, great day today. Took Miss Lily for a walk, due to stick. She had fun playing fetch. Had a nice time at the park today. She had no puddle to play in today. The puddle dried up, so she had no puddle to play in. Anyhow, got on the boat, came back here. We got her settled on the boat this morning. I got into my real estate stuff. Dealt with a lot of phone calls. I was on the phone with a lot of friends today. It was kind of nice. It was a nice day. Nice day. Had a good offer coming on the boat that I turned down. Close, but no cigar. Had good positive stuff happened in the real estate business today, so that's good. Good news going on there. Positive feedback on a showing that we had this past weekend, so that was good to hear. What else was going on? That was pretty much the day. So yeah, kind of a good day in the neighborhood. Let's give you a little shot of the sunset. See what's going on over there. Okay, now is when the conch horn should be playing. Right as the sun is disappearing over the side. It's sort of funny. I see some of the other people on boats. They got their cameras out and they're taking pictures of the sunset here in the harbor. It's sort of a classic thing to do. There you go. It's pretty neat. You just hold my hand up for so long, guys. So, all right. So let's see what else we got going on here. I didn't know how you do it with a dog. Bless you. I don't have that kind of patience. Okay. Well, I have no problem having patience for my dog. So, thank you, Marie. Appreciate you taking care of that. Okay. On a happier note, Michigan just beat Florida in the NCAA. All right, wow. It beat Florida, darn. I am Johnny Hay. You know me. I'm go Bucks. I'm not a Michigan fan for anything, but they beat Florida for the NCAA basketball tournament. Well, good for them. I'm not gay. I'm just Tetris. Okay. 500 off from selling. Meet in the middle and split 250. Well, Dan, that might be something we may do. My daughter signed me up on Tinder today. Okay. Sending you another $50 shot. Really? Are you? Seriously? Because if you are, that's going to move me pretty much along towards getting the mooring ball taken care of. So that would be great. Marie, Tinder is a dating site, and it's one that has had some issues with it. So, let me just see what's going on here a minute. I got to go back through some chat here. Hold on a minute, fellas, if you would. All right. Well, maybe legit. I don't know. We'll see. What's your favorite color? Oh my God. What's my favorite color? That's like asking me what's my favorite child. How could you pick a favorite color? There's so many awesome colors out there. And I'm colorblind. I can't see pastels, so free dating site. Interesting. Okay. Need to Google that. Okay. Anyhow. Really? I'm kind of surprised. There's hardly been, and I have naked pics of Marie. She is. Okay, so obviously that's not Wood Beach people. Okay, thanks, Pilot. Appreciate that. Tinder's a booty call hookup site. Calling on. Okay, that's it. Oh, there we go. Now all the horns are blowing. I was just gonna say I'm not hearing anybody blowing their horns. Now all of a sudden, there it goes. I am homeless. You have so much education. Okay. Beer is gay because if I get drunk, then I can't think straight. Okay. So we obviously have some troll activity going on here. We can just go ahead and delete that kind of nonsense. I just came from Feet Peace live stream, talk about insufferable happiness. I have no idea what Feet Peace is, but okay. Insufferable happiness. Well, I hate to tell you guys, but what are they doing? Oh, they're getting ready to leave. One of my neighbors, people that I play dominoes with on a regular basis, actually, on that boat right there, you can see them on the back of their boat. They just carried their outboard motor from their dinghy back to their boat, and they're mounting it up onto their stern pulpit. They've pulled their dinghy out of the water and put it up on deck. And what that tells me, whoops, sorry about that. What that tells me is that tomorrow they're going to head out of here. They're going to probably go to the Bahamas, or as a lot of boats are doing, they're going to start our way back north. They're going to start heading north now because the season is basically over. A lot of people are leaving this area and heading back north. So the snowbirds are heading back north because the snow is starting to melt up north. So just what they're doing. Just what they're doing. Oh, little back itch. Oh, wait a minute. And so he did. Wow, okay. All right, well, Declan, thank you again, sir. Appreciate it. It just, what did I do with that? There you go. It just now came through, so thank you, sir. Appreciate it, brother. Here you go. I can see my grass again, huh? All right. Yeah, actually, I've been surprised. My ex-wife has been watching a lot of the homesteading channels. Ever since I was homesteading, she's been kind of bit by the homesteading bug. And from what I understand, you know, a lot of these homesteading channels are all a Twitter about seeing mud. They're like, yeah, the snow is finally melting and we can see mud now, you know, and they're all excited about that. That spring is that spring has sprung, and they're all excited about having actually see something going on. So. Okay, you know who? You just sent me a message. Yes, I know that was you. It was obvious that that was you. So, wow, check this out. Look at this old plane. That is an old plane, guys. Like World War II vintage. Look how slow it is. DC-3, is that what that is, pilot? A DC-3? Wait a minute. And then we got this guy flying over. I can't keep them in the screen. Ah, sorry. All right. Marie says, oh man. Okay, you're welcome. What do you do for a living? I'm driving cab. Okay. Which ex-wife? The only ex-wife that I have talked to in the last 4 years. My first ex-wife, Marie. Is that a metaphor? Okay. DC3, nice. Okay. DC3 maybe air show. I can't tell. I can tell you stories. Okay. Travis, civil shepherd. Okay. Not a metaphor, but a recreational dispensary just opened today, about 5 miles from my house. Okay, Gene, I like that. Not a metaphor, huh? Okay. Not enough, Mary. Not enough. Two. Actually, one and about that much so far. This is my second beer this evening. Seriously, I haven't drank anything except what you guys have seen me drink this evening. There, I'm at 1.5 beers so far. Well, it's like an interview every day. I know, man. I get grilled, don't I? I get grilled, Declan. I really do. These people, some of these people feel like they have, I don't know, a right or an obligation maybe to grill me. Like my ex-husband drank a lot. Remember 3.2% beer? Oh, Dan, I do remember 3.2% beer. Yeah. You do. Okay. I don't mean to be rude. Oh, Mary, you're not rude. No problem. So, not a problem at all. Yeah, I remember 3.2 beer. When I went to college down in Athens, Ohio, my sister, who had been going to school there a year before me, got me, introduced me to a friend of hers. Dave Altier was his name, Dave Altier. Dave owned a bar in Athens, Ohio called the Long Branch Saloon. You know, like as in Miss Kitty and Festus and all that, Long Branch. Anyhow, from Gunsmoke, yeah. So anyhow, I got a job right when I got to school. I got a job working at the Long Branch Saloon. I was working at the front door checking IDs. And I had a little marker, and I would mark people, right on their hand. I would write right on their hand whether they were high or low, H-I or L-O. I had to mark right on their hands, H-I or L-O. Meaning, could they drink 6% beer, or did they have to drink 3.2% beer? Because back then, you weren't allowed in the bar unless you were 18. You could drink 3.2% beer from 18 till 21 years of age. If you were over 21 years of age, you could drink 6% beer. Now, the irony of this, the funny thing with all this, is I was the guy at the door marking the IDs. I would keep a pitcher of 6% beer there for me to drink by the door so I could have something to drink while I was working all night long. And I was 17. I wasn't even 18. I wasn't even old enough to be in the bar. But yet there I was working as the bouncer at the bar, marking people much older than me down to 3.2, that all they could drink was 3.2. Meanwhile, I had a picture of 6% beer I was drinking. So life was good when I was going to college. Life was good. Unfortunately, I spent far too much time working in that bar and not paying attention to my studies, which I should have spent more time doing. But I had my head up my butt, as a lot of people do when they were that age. They have their head up their butt. They don't know what they want to do. I don't think we should send people from high school straight to college. I really don't. I think people should come out of high school. They should have to work, you know, those kind of blue-collar, stupid, you know, in a ditch with a shovel, flipping burgers at McDonald's. They should have to go 4 years. We should require people to work for 4 years doing stupid jobs where they're not making any money. They can't pay rent. They can't move out of mom and dad's house. Of course, a lot of people today aren't even trying to get out of mom and dad's house, obviously, by all the trolls I have. I really think we should make it a requirement that when you come out of high school, you have to work for 4 years at some stupid minimum wage job, and then you'll get motivated. Because that seems like that's what happens with everybody. They come out of high school, they go to college, they completely screw up what their college did. I did. I blew that opportunity. It was a great, yeah. There you go, Declan. Military or community service, something like that. I agree with that. Yep. Rivers is coming to those slipping trolls. Hey, Marley, we're working at it. But yeah, I really think it would be fun if we could have kids just have to do community service. Sounds like they've been found guilty of something. No, I think people should come out of high school and work. They should work for a couple of years before going to college. I'm a big advocate of that. I would ask my own grandchildren to do that. I would tell my grandkids that you should work after high school for a couple of years, and what that does, it helps you get your head out of your butt and realize the opportunity that you have in front of you by the luxury of being able to go to college and get an education, to really get an education. Because high schools today don't teach crap. They just don't. I mean, unless you're in some sort of honors program or whatever, they just don't teach. They don't teach crap. People aren't motivated. People aren't interested. I wasn't. My children weren't. My parents were, I think. What little I've talked to them about that before they passed on, they were. So, but I think that would be a good idea. But that's just one crazy old bastard's, pipe dream. So, anyhow, it is what it is. So, oh man, public schools are a sad place these days. Yeah, they certainly are. What else I missed in the chat? Colleges do daycare centers. Yeah. Hard to make people do things like that. Oh, you don't make them do it. Just the day I turned 18, they lowered the drinking age from 21 to 18. And the day I turned 21, oh no, oh Mary, isn't that frustrating? Oh man, have you ever been to California? Yes, I've been to California. Oh man, the plane was, I believe, a P-51. Huh? Okay. Do you just like the rhyme? What did you mean? What did you mean by the title? Oh, okay. What I mean by the title, just try to put something interesting out there, catch your attention, get you to think a little bit. So, volunteer is great service to community. Yeah, and I don't mean that they should come out of high school and go into volunteer service. I really think they should work at jobs that don't allow them to be the privileged, provided for, to sort of counter all of this. There's so many people today that just have been coddled by their parents, have been coddled by the school system. They get an award just for showing up, like physically being there, make something. They don't know how to implement. They don't know how to make it happen. They don't know how to put out the work. I think they need to spend a couple years, 3-4 years, doing something hard, physically hard, to clarify for them that if you don't get an education, you are predisposed to doing stupid shit the rest of your life for very little money. Whereas I think once that seed gets planted with so many people, they're entitled is the word I'm looking for. There's so many people that are just feel so entitled, they expect they're going to come out of high school and they're going to be a doctor or a lawyer or make that kind of money. It just doesn't happen. So let them do some kind of physical job for a while. Oh, wheels down. Okay. Yeah, volunteer service. Yeah, I agree with you, Marie. Volunteer service is a great service to community. And I'm not talking about service to community here. I'm talking about getting these entitled kids to realize that they actually have to work and do something for a future. I'm trying to give them a sense of value for that education. I'm trying to get them to appreciate the opportunity that they have, which I didn't appreciate at the time that it was afforded to me. I didn't. And you know, all we can do as human beings, all we can do is draw upon our own resources. We can only draw upon our own experiences. And I know for myself, I had a golden opportunity, and I blew it. I screwed it up, and I blew it. So I was an entitled little bastard. I really was. I mean, I grew up in a community where my neighbors were the Guggenheims and the Vanderbilts. And boy, somebody over there is having a fun old time. A lot of laughter going on. Sounds like someone's getting tickled, actually. Wouldn't that be fun? But no, I think that a lot of these entitled kids, as I did back then, it would have served me well to have worked for a couple of years at a um, at a demeaning kind of a job for a while. Would have helped me get my head straight sooner as opposed to later. So just just a thought, just a thought. Okay, let's move on. So I had to work hard to earn my ticket to college. Damn straight, I worked hard when I got there. Yeah, Mary, see, I didn't. I didn't have to work to go to college, and I didn't work hard at college. So it takes hard work to make dreams happen. Well, Marie, that's exactly right. And see, my thinking is, you know, how do you instill that in the newer generation early? How do you get them to understand that early on? Because I didn't understand that until much later. My sons didn't understand that until much later. So easy jobs pay more, hard labor pays least. Okay. Yeah, but you can't get those easy jobs unless you have more education. So conscription, there you go. Retired General Stanley A. McChrystal advocated instituting a national service program where the kids volunteered to public service or join the military. Huh. No dollars from parents. There you go. College was $320 a semester when I went. Owned old mobile home that cost $35 a month to park. My share was $17.50. Wow. Man, you're showing your age there, Ed. Gene says, I dropped out of college after 1 year, worked for 4, then returned back to college and actually worked my ass off while there. And Gene, that's sort of like what I did, yes. Exactly, the second time around. I worked without ex-military kids, yeah. Yeah, and that's sort of what I did. I went to college originally. I was a voice major, vocal emphasis. You know, I wanted to be a school teacher and teach kids how to be musicians and what have you. And then I found out how much music teachers were getting paid back then, and that was a big shakeup for me. I wasn't aware of how little compensation people got for being a music teacher. So I changed my plans, and I quit school, and I got a job, and I worked for a little while, and it took me a while to get my head out of my butt. But then I went back to school. And I studied computer science and computer engineering. And then I went back to school again, and I studied hotel motel management and restaurant service. And I went back to school again, and I got a background in electrical engineering solidified. And then I went back to school again, and but this time not public schools. I went to private studies, and I learned the securities industry. I figured, you know, what I need to do to make money. If I want to make money, I need to study money. And so I went into the securities industry, and I got licensed as a stock jock, as a stockbroker. I held all the licenses: Series 6, Series 7, Series 8, 24, 53, 63, 27. I was at one point I was a registered securities principal. I had enough licensing through the National Association of Securities Dealers to open my own brokerage firm. I could have opened my own E.F. Hutton if I wanted to. And I went to work for a Florida firm, actually Raymond James, for one of their subsidiaries called Robert Thomas Securities. And I opened an office in Lancaster, Ohio. And I started a real estate or a stock brokerage firm there, and I did pretty well with it. Made pretty good money, but I kept getting approached by them telling me to sell this stock and sell that stock, and they were involved in IPOs, initial public offerings for new companies, and they were wanting us to promote these new companies and stuff. Most of them were just dog crap. And I finally realized that the securities industry was not nearly as ethical as I thought it should be. And so I got out of that, and I took my property in Ohio and I built a resort. I started taking people on tours of our caves, and we did a whole big history research on our caves and found out that they used the saltpeter to manufacture gunpowder during the Civil War, and the Native Americans had used the caves to as shelter, and had used the caves to, again, also for use of saltpeter. And so we developed a cave tour and educational program. We had school groups, and a whole bunch of people started coming, and I mean it got kind of crazy there. I spent 7 years without a day off working in Ohio building the resort, Saltpeter Caves Ranch Resort. We had the cave tours. I opened a riding stable. We were putting 100 people a day horseback. I had a couple of cabins that I built, houses that I built myself, my own two hands. And when I say when I built them, I mean I cut down the trees. I cut down the trees, milled the trees up, and built the houses from it. That was wild. First cabin I built completely, had it in the dry, enclosed, completely out of my own pocket, and from trees that I grew on the property there, oak trees that I cut the trees down. I dragged them down. I hired a friend to use his sawmill to cut them up. We milled up the lumber, and I built the cabin. And it was a beautiful little 2-bedroom cabin that we rented out. And yeah, a lot of my neighbors are leaving. There's a few boats here getting ready to pack up, Gene. So anyhow, so I built quite a resort. Wow, what a strange conversation. How did we segue into that? Wow. Anyhow, I think people should have to work for a while before going to college, and that would make much better use of their time in college. I think a lot of people go to college absolutely clueless as to what they should be doing there. With that said, let me go back and check what's going on in the chat. Yep, second time around. Yep, okay. I worked without of ex-military kids. Okay, Mary J, not Marie. Okay, sorry. Kids, and they are the best. 65 next month. Wow. Teaching music lessons on the side. No. You are correct. Hard work makes dreams come true. Yep. Jack of all trades, anything you haven't done. Yes, a lot of things I haven't done yet. Question is how much progress you make each day. I agree with that, Travis. Yeah. I didn't work for money or go to college. I worked to earn the scholarship, national merit finalist, any school in the country, full ride. Wow. Very good, Marie. Unless that's you swinging around. I am swinging around, Gene. It's possible again. Sounds like $1 million resort. Is it still around? No, Dan, it's not. Tequila help, yeah. We'll get you to do some talking. Yeah, I'm not drinking 3.2 beer. I've had a lot of land in West Virginia. Okay. You have a fundraiser idea for me. Okay, Mary J, you got my attention. What is your fundraiser idea? And while she's putting that together, guys, I'm going to remind you guys, anybody that hits up my PayPal tonight, $5 or more on PayPal, we're having a happy hour sale. $5 or more, buy me a shot of tequila. So hit up the PayPal tonight, guys. Seriously, I got to cover the morning ball rent, so please do. 8 years with no shower. That's hardly a fundraising. Oh, I meant to say I have none. Oh, damn. I have a lot of land in West Virginia. All right, cool. I like West Virginia. West Virginia is some pretty countryside down there. I did a lot of fly fishing down there when I was going to college. And when I was in college, I was in Air Force ROTC, and we spent a lot of time in West Virginia doing a lot of rock climbing and rappelling, canoeing on the river down there, a lot of different stuff. What if you sold advertisement space on your channel for other channels? I don't know if anybody wanted to be doing that, so Texas in the house. All right, well, there you go. Texas in the house. We got a piggy going by. Hello, neighbors. Oh, be quiet. Miss Lily's down below now. All of a sudden, she's going to bark. Hot and spicy chow. Oh, gosh, no. Hell no. No, Travis. I don't have the guts for that anymore. I used to do that one. Hey, guys, how you doing? Like some dinghies are coming by real close. There's the second one that went by. I mean, they were within 5 feet of my boat. You can probably see my boat. Well, you guys can't see it, but see how my boat's rocking right now? Yeah, my arm's sort of adjusting for it, but anyhow. I had a feeling there'd be a lot of activity this evening. A lot of dinghies coming back. Everybody's been out having fun today. It's been a good day for people to be out having fun, so. Yeah, I can't do the hot and spicy stuff. When I was a young man, actually when I was in college, and I was in the Air Force ROTC, my favorite drink back then was something called a California. I was called California back then. Whole nother story, I'll get to that in a minute. Anyhow, I used to do a drink called California Prairie Fire. And what it was 2 shots of tequila and 12 drops of Tabasco sauce in 2 drops of tequila. And by the way, you know who you are who just donated $5. Thank you very much. Here you go. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Appreciate that very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're having happy hour tonight, guys. $5 only is all that's necessary. You hit the PayPal up with $5, buy me a shot of tequila, and we'll continue having our conversation. So, anyhow, when I was in the Air Force ROTC, I was, we had some good times. We had some really good times back in it. That was when I was in college at Ohio University. And I used to drink a drink called California Prairie Fire, which was 2 shots of tequila with 12 drops Tabasco sauce in it. And it really burnt a hole in my guts. I mean, it really did. So, any chance you can broadcast the morning net? Tomorrow will be Sunday. So tomorrow I will probably be doing the morning net. Yeah. Let's see what I missed in the chat here before I go on. West Virginia is awesome, man. Absolutely. Yep. They didn't ask you if you were flying your drone. No, they didn't, Gene. No, they didn't. Dangerous. Any scary moments? Oh yeah, we back in the day, I used to be fairly fit. I mean, you guys may not believe this, but when I graduated high school and I went to college, I weighed 185 pounds. 6'3.5" and 185 pounds. I was fit. I was in good shape back then. And so we used to do a lot of rock climbing and rappelling. That was sort of my thing. We used to jump out of helicopters and rappel out of helicopters and parachute out of helicopters. I used to do all kinds of fun stuff like that back in the day. Of course, now I'm of the advice that the only thing that fall from the sky is bird shit and fools. But just me. I was foolish many, many times. Many, many times. So, man, good times back then. I was 18. So, anyhow, the resort I built in Ohio, it was a pretty cool resort. I got mad at my ex-wife Johanna, and she and I divorced. And I'm not going to go into the details of that, but I just got mad at her. I was wrong. I will say I was wrong in being mad at her for the way I did. And so anyhow, I ended up borrowing some money from the bank back then to fund the construction of our second vacation rental, which was going to be not just a small cabin like the first one I bought, but a much larger 3-bedroom house, 2,200 square foot 3-bedroom house that I built. And we borrowed money to build that. And when we borrowed the money from the bank, we borrowed it with a, there was a loan to build that, and then there was a line of credit to help fund us during the off season, because we had to hire a lot. We had to have a lot of payroll going out during that off season that year, because we were hiring people to work to build the place, because I was general contracting the construction of the house. And anyhow, we got the house built. We met all of the bank's requirements, but along the way, my second wife, Penny, came along and convinced me that we should open up a riding stable, a horseback riding stable, and we didn't have the stable at that point. There had been another riding stable over there in the area that was going out of business, and she thought we should have a riding stable. She was into horses, I was into horses, so you've always been a little sketchy with money. Well, no, I wouldn't perceive it as that way at all, Mary. Really, wow, weird perspective. Anyhow, so we had met all the bank's requirements. We had drawn on our funds for building the second cabin. We got the second cabin built. We had all that done. Don't know if you remember the Seven Caves private park near Bainbridge, Ohio. I was with the wife of the. Oh yeah, I remember Seven Caves. Yeah. Don't say this out loud. You were also the fact that you was. Okay. Well, thank you for that. Hey, thanks, Dan. I appreciate it. Yeah, I remember Seven Caves well. And if they own Seven Caves, they probably remember Saltpeter Caves. Well, let me just finish this up. So anyhow, my second wife, Penny, recommended that we buy up this riding stable. Another riding stable was going out of business. They had 7 horses that we could buy for $4,000. And these were horses that were good old saddle broke, broke to ride, dead broke, bomb-proof horses. And I saw it as a good business opportunity. That place was going out of business. I had 280 acres. We had good trails to do rides on. And so I opted to buy their horses from them. And I did take some of the money that we had set aside for payroll. I spoke to 2 of my employees, Roger and Penny, and I asked them if they would help me out to start the riding stable by not paying them as much as what we had agreed to pay them over the winter to help me get the riding stable going. Both of them had agreed to defer their income until the following summer so that we could afford to buy those horses and get that going, which we did, and they did. And so we opened up the riding stable, and they both got paid their, whatever money was delayed to them originally, they actually got paid that. But the guy at the bank got upset with me because I didn't have a riding stable as part of my business plan. And so he turned around then and said, okay, well, we're not going to allow you to continue to draw against your line of credit because I didn't meet the terms of the business plan, which really put us into a real disaster, actually, which we survived. Well, we survived all that. So anyhow, we had survived all that, and that summer we put, timed out for 300 seconds. Okay, we put so many people on horseback that second summer. I remember in July, we did $50,000 in horseback riding. In July, that month alone, we had that many people coming and going horseback riding. We were up to 40 horses at that point, and we did $50,000 in horseback riding that month. That month, in 1 month. So the riding stable was the right decision. Turns out the banker did that intentionally to catch us up because he knew I was going to use that line of credit to pay back the loan and some of the bills and stuff. So, bankers are bankers. They don't give a shit about anybody. They really don't. And that guy was a little unscrupulous. So maybe you consider me having a sketchy business. No, that's not sketchy business. That was good business. That made good sense back then, still does. So I have no apologies for that. And if you talk to Penny and you talk to Roger, they'll tell you, yeah, it was a smart idea to open up the riding stable. We made a bunch of money. we kept them working their butt off that next year. Them and 9 other people we had hired. We had a pretty big crew that second year. So anyhow, guys, listen, we're doing a little fundraising here tonight. If you could kick in a little bit of money, buy me a shot of Cuervo. $5. Hit the PayPal for $5. Buy me a shot of Cuervo. We're gonna have to end this here pretty soon. This is gonna end here pretty quickly. So get an opportunity in now to jump in there. Hit paypal.me/Carl Brook. Buy us a little tequila. I need to raise some money to cover the morning ball rent. If you guys can help out, that'd be great. So, and I noticed the chat went dark while I was talking about all. Let me go back and see what I missed. Okay, I remember that. Thank you. Ben is always full of risk. Yep, timed out. Okay, well, I guess I'm caught up with the chat. Okay. The chat slowed down. Huh. Well. Interesting how you look back on your life at the decisions that you made and the impact that those have had. You know, I'm 60 years old now, and so I see things from a different perspective than I did when I was 20 and 30 and 40. I recognize the mistakes I made back then. I didn't recognize those mistakes then. I recognize them now, as we all do, right? And I know there's not a single one of you out there hasn't made some mistake. What's been your proudest moment in your life? Proudest moment in my life. Wow. Proudest moment. Yeah, okay. I know exactly when that was. In Montana, I was selling real estate in Montana and trying to do a good job for people. I had worked for a couple different people in the neighborhood, and at the same time I was volunteering as a 4-H leader. I was a guardian ad litem through the court system and was volunteering a lot of time there helping youths in need. That's what the court system does. CASA, it's called the CASA, C-A-S-A, Court Appointed Special Advocate, and it's a guardian ad litem. You represent children where their parents are going through hard times. So here I am. I'm a 4-H leader. I'm secretary of the board for the fire department. I'm an 8-year veteran of the volunteer fire department. I am serving as a guardian and selling real estate. And frankly, you know, I'm just firing on all cylinders. Just making everything happen. And I was approached by a family that wanted me to help them find a house. They've had some success. Their son had written a book and they had some success. They wanted me to help them. Oh God, just get rid of that guy, will you? Anyhow, had some success with various people. Thanks, Pilot. Appreciate that, man. And anyhow, this family called me up and their son had written a book and they had some success with that book and they had some money and they wanted to go look at a house. And so I went out and I showed them a couple different houses. And these are like 1.4, 1.5, you know, 8 million, big, but 1.8 million, sorry, not 8 million, 1.8 million houses. And we found a really nice house for them that was owned by a fella who used to work in the securities industry. For the government. He did government oversight of the securities industry. And anyhow, the agent that he had working for him was just not doing a good job. She was disruptive to the process. She was into her own head and thought very, very high of herself. And anyhow, so I was representing these buyers trying to buy his house. And he sent me a copy of an email that he sent over to his real estate agent, telling her that from now on she is out of she's going to get paid, she's going to get her commission, but she's out of the transaction. From now on, he wanted me and me alone to represent both him, the seller, and the buyer. And I just felt really good about that. I felt really good that I was, doing such a good job for all the parties involved, that even though this guy was represented by his own realtor, he wanted me to represent him in the transaction, and we successfully did. We got these buyers, bought his house, we closed on it. It was not a problem. In fact, he invited me and my wife up to his new house, which was actually an exact copy of his old house in a new location, but twice the size of the original one. I mean, this guy was just building these incredible white elephants. The guy was into shooting, had a built-in gun range. Both houses had an indoor shooting range in them. Pretty amazing. These sort of snail type bullet catches in them. Pretty amazing house that he had. And but I felt really good about that. And then on top of that, that family that bought that house, not only did I represent them in buying that house, but then I represented them in selling their old house. And then I represented them again as they bought 2 big ranches in the neighborhood. And as a result of that, I ended up walking out of, well, I had the let's see, the house was 1.3, 1.4 million to buy the house. And then we sold their house, which sold for about $500,000. And then we bought 2 ranches for a total of about $8 million. And on one of the ranches, I got both sides of that. So it was just a great experience. And so that was probably my proudest moment, is when that one guy told his agent that he wanted me to represent him, even though I was representing the buyer and not representing him. So that was, I guess, my proudest moment. So professionally. So I'm not going to talk about what was my proudest moment privately. Life's a journey, not a destination. That's right, Dan. It absolutely is. So my proudest moment is taking care of my mom and dad until they pass. Oh, there you go, Dan. Yeah. I don't know if that was my proudest moment. I did help my mom take care of my dad till my dad passed away. My mom then wanted to move to live with my sister. She didn't want me to have to be there to take care of her. I was there to help, wipe my dad's butt and do that kind of stuff. Took care of him when he got really bad. But my mom didn't want me around to do that. So she went, and it was really odd, is she left to go live at my sister's, and then my cousin, who's also a guy, ended up being the one to take care of her, which was sort of weird. So not really sure how that all came about, but there you go. So anyhow, I probably shared a whole lot more tonight than what I probably should have. But it was not easy. 11 yes total. Okay. But let's go ahead and end this evening here, guys. I'm going to pull the plug. We've gone well over an hour, so you can't even see me anymore. Talking to our trash person. Okay. There, now you can see me again. I'm holding my other phone up so you can see me. There's a dinghy. Oh, there's a dog I heard from. Whoa! Of course, the dog doesn't care that she knocks over the camera as she comes up out from down below. But there is you see the light there? There's a dinghy going by. So Miss Lily had to come up on deck and didn't care she was knocking over my camera while that was going on. So anyhow, guys, we're going to go ahead and end this here. I appreciate you guys who've donated tonight, really do. Thank you so much for those donations, greatly appreciated. We've had some trash person trying to interrupt what we're doing. Anyhow, so I won't even worry about the light. Let them have their fun. Shut that off. But anyhow, kids, listen, be good, be careful, take good care of one another, and we will have more.